Okay, a lot better than last week. So 2,351. That's probably about average for a good player, I guess. Went up the ranks a bit, so yeah. I can see my round rank was 21,000. So there's probably a few people above me who have gone down the ranks. So still hoping to get into top 10,000, but that's probably not going to happen unless things go my way. 15k, I reckon I'll be able to get. So let's have a quick look. Alright, so Laird was going well at half time, but faded away after half time. Could have got to 140. So he maybe just ran out of gas after doing so well for the first half. And his disposable efficiency wasn't good either, so that let him down a little too. A lot of people have Laird, so it's like, who cares? But yeah. Tom Stewart, this is one that really hurt me this round. Not a lot of people have him, but 58 for him, that's just terrible. Couldn't even get 60. I mean, I guess it's fairly decent for a rookie, but for this player, no, not for Stewart. Terrible. Just killed me this week. Considering he had an excellent game last round. I mean, Geelong were ordinary, terrible, but Stewart, since playing in defence, you'd think he, have a bit more, of the ball, but not his night, not Geelong's night. So hopefully you can do better in the future, which I reckon he will. Lloyd, another ordinary score from Lloyd. Again, I don't know why he performed particularly that bad, but probably should have gone with Mills instead of Lloyd. It just hasn't really worked out, I guess. But Lloyd, hopefully that's the lowest he can go. Expect him to do better in the future. So Whitfield, decent score. Fade away a bit in that last quarter, but so I was looking to get 130 at one point, but I'll take a 116. You're kind of a fool if you haven't picked Whitfield, I guess, but we'll see if that remains the same. Probably GWS best player, along with probably Green and Kelly, I'd say. Short, decent from him, just your standard 100. If you can get over 100 each week, I guess that's what we want. Ridley, another good score. So he's becoming a bit better now after about an average month. So he's playing a bit like how he started the season, which is what you want. So the injury sort of killed it for owners, and if he didn't get injured, I'll be a bit higher in the ranks. As for the rookies, the bench, excellent. It's what you want. 91 or 72. Hopefully I can get rid of Highmore soon, cash him out, and then bring in another gun player, which I'm trying to think who to bring in. Not sure yet. McRae, great score from him. Captaining him ended up being a good decision. Had the Vice and Oliver, who performed okay, but not to an exceptional standard, which is what you want. A bit poor from him, really. I mean, 120 is average, 105. Not particularly great, but let's hopefully, if 100's Oliver's lowest, that's just great, to be honest. Merritt, outstanding stuff, 147. Helped me this week. Great job, Merritt. Continue what you're doing. Walsh, great score from Walsh. Considering he's had a pretty ordinary month, Walsh, great score from him. Probably get the 3 votes today. Tim Toretto, average score. Did a bit not as good in the second half. So I was expecting him to probably do a bit better, considering we were playing against Hawthorn. 120 I thought he would get, but 100, that's okay. But for a player, for the price you get him, you probably want a bit more just 110, 120. You know, Brayshaw, decent score. Had a great first half, but ordinary in his second half. Could have got to 120, 130. And this is the problem with Brayshaw. You know, he either has a poor first half, decent second half, or great first half or poor second half. He just can't get the full, complete performance. That's the biggest problem with Brayshaw. With Bolton, yeah, this has been the biggest stuff up this round. Very disappointing from Richmond and Bolton. 44 is garbage. He got terrible game time. This really screwed me over more than any other player this round. Absolutely terrible. So I don't know what's going on there with Richmond at the moment this year, but they're not performing particularly well from their standard. You know, I don't know what he was doing, but obviously it wasn't really pleasing the coach because he got terrible game time, just playing an ordinary game. So, I mean, might get rid of him soon, depending on my forward line, which I'll talk about later on. But yeah, disappointing from Bolton. Hopefully doesn't drop a score as low as this. He try to at least get to 780, but as a bare minimum, hopefully higher. But you know, you can't get a player of his ability to score 44. Just doesn't make it. Just won't make the cut. Average performance. It's probably a pick everyone got wrong this year's season. Hasn't really gone mega big other than the first round and trolled everyone. So Martin's just one of those players who likes to perform well on a big stage. He hasn't really done that well this year, to be honest. Done that much. So yeah, we'll see how he goes for the rest of the season. Hopefully he can get a big game in. I'm expecting a big game from him soon. Hopefully when Richmond play a few weaker sides. I mean, St Kilda, they smashed St Kilda early in the season. So I don't know. With Richmond, the bench disappointing from the midfield. So yeah, Bianco, I don't know with him. He might not really increase his price too much, so might have to keep him until the end of the season. So yeah, Edwards disappointing. 22, still make money, but not as much as what we're hoping. So you can't really have him on field, I'd say. I don't know. I just brought him in. Because you never know, he could get another 80. I can use him as a cash cow to maybe get my last upgrade. Newcombe a bit better this week, but still not the 70 or 80 what we want. So again, you got 14 tackles in the first game, but I guess people got overhyped about that. So he could end up being a dud pick. Who knows? Still made 35k, I think. Yeah, about 40 to 35k. It's okay for now, but it's not really. You want a bit higher, I'd say. An average of 50 is pretty crap, to be honest. The Rucks, yeah, disappointing from Gorn. It's at 700k at one point. If you don't have him, you can probably bring him in now. To be honest, yeah, disappointing from him. I was hoping to get like 130, 140 from him. A lot of people have him, so it's not a big deal, but, you know, glad I didn't have the vice or captain on him. Because that wouldn't have worked out at all. Grundy, good score, glad I kept him. Kind of a fool get rid of him. Oh, I wouldn't say that. If you're trying to get points in those bye rounds, I guess, particularly that last round, I guess having him out would have helped you. But yeah, it's kind of one of those risky ones. You just got to either keep him or you don't. There's no point really wasting a trade and bringing him back in. So we'll see how that plays out for the people who did it. But yeah, I'm not going to take that risk. I'd rather invest my trades in somewhere else. Reeves, yeah, this has been a failed disaster pick, bring him in. I'll use it to get the money to bring in another player. But, you know, I guess as long as you got Gordon and Grundy on field, it's not a big deal now anymore. Unless you're trying to make money and you really need that extra cash to get that last upgrade and more proven. Or just have someone as a backup just in case these two get injured or suspended. So if that happens, then I might have to, I don't know, maybe get another ruckman in, I guess. But hopefully that doesn't happen, and hopefully Reeve gets a game. McAvoy's playing well, unfortunately. Okay, so we got back to It was switching over the forward line here, and Zeeble. Yeah, maybe tad disappointing. Everyone has Zeeble. So, yeah, I think Luke McDonald coming back in is going to hurt him a bit. So, whether or not think about bringing McDonald in, probably not this year. But, yeah, Zeeble, everyone has him. I'm not going to talk too much about him. Langford, great score considering I lost. All the players that I wanted to play well for the Melbourne Essendon game did. So, that's great. It hasn't worked out so far this round. So, hopefully he can get 100 each week. I'll be delighted if he can get that. Hopefully a 95 average from here. Should be just good enough for forward, I guess. For this season at least anyway. Dangerfield, okay. It was great the first half. The second half was terrible. So, yeah, got him, swapped him with Danaher. So, Danaher ended up doing a bit better, but Danaher's an inconsistent player. Can get 40 or 50, or can get 120. So I brought in Dangerfield for a safety net, and I reckon long term it would be a solution. So, yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. It's like a roll of dice with forwards, which I'll talk about in a minute. Shai Bolton, great score. Better from Shai Bolton. Better effort this round. Collingwood didn't get the chocolates, but performed better this time, which is what you want from him. Had a bit of concerns, but still reckon he'll probably get a 90 or 100 average, which is probably just a pass mark for forwards. I'd say. Tom Hawkins, another disappointing player, which screwed me another 50-40 points. So it's a bit of a red flag. It's a bit of a question mark about this pick. Brought him in to cover for the buyers as well, and he seems to be averaging quite well for a key forward anyway. It was either him or Dixon. So who do I trust more? I don't know. Probably Hawkins, because he can probably get more points in the ruck. But they're both roll the dice players. They either perform well when their team's hot, which Geelong weren't, now are garbage. So, yeah, a bit more of unlucky with him and Bolton. But Bolton more concerning because he didn't get those midfield minutes, is what you want. Coleman Jones, a lot of people picked him. 60, 70, that's okay. But I'm probably going to have to trade him out soon with maybe a Marshall or maybe a Dale. Still thinking about it. It's going to be a tough decision to make maybe this week or maybe a week later. So I have enough money, depending on the form. Madden, okay. You might be able to trade him out or keep him as cover. His drop security probably isn't there. So it's one of those ones. Probably will try and aim to keep Coleman Jones as cover, I guess, and probably trying to bring another gun forward in. Might have to trade out maybe a Highmore, I guess, and probably bring the money, trade out one of these two. They can make enough money. Briggs, excellent job from Briggs. Did better than a couple other players on my list. I had the forwards here. So Briggs, great score from him, 77, which is what you want. If you have him on field, it's great. Keep him in. Maybe as cover, I guess, as well. He's probably going to keep his position in the squad. So, keep Briggs. As for my future trades, well, it's kind of tough. I was thinking about bringing another absolute gun midfielder in, another gun forward, but I'll probably only have a couple injury trades left. You want probably at least 2 or 3, so we'll probably do one more trade to a premium. I'm probably thinking about maybe getting rid of one of these two, Madden or Briggs, or maybe a Highmore just to get that cash. Probably wait another week or 2 on Highmore. Seems to be performing well now, and he's going to have a good 3-round average, so that cash is going to come in for at least next 2 weeks, particularly this next week, depending how he plays, though, if he gets another crap score again. So Highmore's turned his season around from looking like not getting a game at all to performing probably one of St Kilda's better players the last couple of weeks. So, yeah, good job, Highmore. Probably did a bit later than what we really wanted, but yeah, good score from him. So I'll probably have to think about getting rid of him soon and get cash to bring another gun forward, which is probably the position I need. Maybe bring another midfielder if I need, but I probably won't this season. Which is probably what screwed me on most this season. I guess just having another gun midfielder like a Lyons or Tuke Miller or a Parrish really cost me this season. Don't get me wrong, these players are all good on their day, but just having another one is the key. I guess Bolton, Martin. Oh, Bolton, he's okay. Martin's disappointing because he's been in the system for a while, so I guess everyone has him, but I could have got someone else, like a Parrish, done something different, and that would have put me ahead of everyone else. So you got to take gambles and go different sometimes, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I haven't really taken enough risks this season, I guess. Alright, well that's it for this round.